After the breaking news about Marc Marquez's winless streak exceeding 1,000 days, paired with Pecco Bagnaia's remarks suggesting that Marquez joining him in 2025 could either be a blessing or a disaster, a wave of reactions has followed. Numerous voices have weighed in on Marquez's underwhelming performance in Austria, including Jorge Lorenzo, Gigi Dall'Igna, and even Valentino Rossi. Stay tuned for all the latest developments. Three-time MotoGP world champion Jorge Lorenzo recently shared his thoughts on Marc Marquez's career, particularly the lingering effects of the severe injury Marquez sustained in 2020. According to Lorenzo, while the injury continues to be a significant burden for Marquez, he firmly believes that the Spanish rider has another MotoGP title in him, even though the path to it will be far from easy. Marquez's setback began with a devastating crash during the opening round of the 2020 season, resulting in a serious fracture to his right arm. This injury led to his absence for the remainder of the season, and the recovery process was anything but straightforward. Over the course of 2 years, from 2020 to 2022, Marquez underwent 4 major surgeries on the arm, which were critical in restoring its functionality. Despite eventually making a full recovery, the impact of those surgeries, according to Lorenzo, still lingers, casting a shadow over Marquez's performance, especially as he transitions to the Gresini Ducati team. As a pundit for DAZN, Lorenzo reflected on his observations from Marquez's recent races. That injury from Jerez in 2020 is still weighing him down physically, Lorenzo remarked, pointing out the visible signs of struggle during critical braking moments. He compared Marquez's situation to that of MotoGP legend Mick Doohan, who famously won 4 world championships while dealing with a severe leg injury. Great champions like Doohan found a way to overcome physical limitations, and I believe Marquez has that same potential. We haven't seen the last of Marc Marquez's titles yet, although it's going to be a tough road for him. With riders like Francesco Pecco Bagnaia and Jorge Martin, who is set to join Aprilia, Marquez's path to reclaiming championship glory is complicated by the younger, faster, and increasingly dominant competitors in the field. Pecco is younger, incredibly fast, and almost perfect in his riding style. Marquez isn't just up against his own physical limits, he's contending with riders who are in their prime. Further elaborating on Marquez's situation, Lorenzo commented on the former champion's current struggle to secure wins, despite riding what is widely considered one of the best bikes on the grid. He speculated whether the 2024 Ducati model might have given Marquez a better chance at leading the championship, but acknowledged that, as things stand, Marquez has yet to secure a victory with the Gresini Ducati. It's possible that with the 2024 bike, Marquez might have been leading the World Championship, but we just don't know. What we do know is that he's fought hard for podium finishes, but despite all his efforts, we haven't seen him take a win yet this season. Lorenzo then recalled Marquez's pre-injury dominance, particularly in 2019 when he was considered far superior to his rivals, both technically and physically. In 2019, before the injury, Marc was so far ahead on a technical level that people expected him to maintain that dominance for years to come, Lorenzo explained. The assumption was simple. The best rider on the best bike would keep winning, and I even predicted he would fight for the championship this year. However, reality has proven more complicated. While Marquez has managed to battle for podium positions, victories have remained elusive. Yet despite these challenges, Lorenzo remains optimistic about his former teammate's future, believing that Marquez's talent and determination will eventually lead him to another world championship title. Gigi Dall'Igna, Ducati course general manager, also weighed in on the situation surrounding Marc Marquez, offering his perspective on the 8-time world champion's ongoing struggles. While he acknowledged the severity of Marquez's injury and the challenging road to recovery, Dall'Igna expressed both admiration and caution regarding Marquez's potential for a comeback. Marc Marquez is one of the most talented riders we've seen in MotoGP, and his ability to push beyond his limits has always been remarkable, Dall'Igna commented. However, the physical toll of his injury is undeniable, and that can have a long-term impact on any rider's performance, no matter how strong their willpower is. When asked about Marquez's potential on the Ducati, Dall'Igna remained cautiously optimistic. The Ducati is a powerful machine, and Marc certainly has the skills to exploit its capabilities, but it will take time to find the perfect synergy between rider and bike. We've seen glimpses of what he can do, but consistency will be key. Dall'Igna's final thoughts reflected a broader understanding of the sport's complexities. Marc Marquez's journey back to the top will be difficult, but if anyone can do it, it's him. We're all watching to see how he adapts, evolves, and fights his way back to winning ways. But it won't be an easy task, especially given the competition he faces. Valentino Rossi, the MotoGP legend and longtime rival of Marc Marquez, also shared his views on Marquez's performance following the Austrian Grand Prix. Rossi, known for his insightful commentary on the sport, offered a balanced take on Marquez's current state, acknowledging both his struggles and potential. "Marc is a fighter, and that's something I've always respected about him," Rossi stated. "But after the Austrian GP, it's clear that things aren't as easy for him as they once were. The injuries have had a bigger impact than I think anyone could have imagined. He's still incredibly talented, but MotoGP is unforgiving, physically and mentally." Rossi also pointed to the competitive landscape of the sport, noting that Marquez is now up against a new generation of riders who are pushing the limits of what is possible on the track. The competition has changed since Marc's dominant years. Riders like Bagnaia, Martin, and Quartararo are incredibly fast, and they don't have the same physical challenges that Marc is facing. He's still capable of brilliance, but the consistency is harder to maintain when you're fighting your own body as well as the other riders. Despite his analysis of the difficulties Marquez is encountering, Rossi expressed his belief in Marquez's resilience. "Marc is one of the toughest guys out there. If anyone can come back from something like this, it's him. But it will take time and a lot of work. The Austrian GP showed that he's still struggling, but I wouldn't count him out yet. He's got that champion's mentality. He'll keep pushing." Keep warming up your engines. See you at the next race.